Okay, so it's been 2 weeks since I dropped this video. I'm a Nigerian struggling to create like a Nigerian, and 44,000 views later, over 1,000 comments. I just have more things to say because generally the comments that I've gotten on this video has been positive, right? I've seen a lot of young people like myself that feels the same way, that wants to do something outside the norm, but I felt boxed up. But I know the reality of things. I'm in Nigeria, living in Nigeria, so I know the reality of things. I know how our people think. And based on some comments that I've seen on this video, I'd just like to say more things, right? Because in real life and generally, some people always feel the need to defend what doesn't need to be defended. They feel so patriotic. They feel like, oh, you shouldn't say that, or you shouldn't make something that makes Nigeria look bad because at the end of the day, you're a Nigerian. And that is why I made a tweet and I said, I don't hate Nigeria, right? And I don't think the Europeans or Americans are perfect. You understand? But it's just that realistically, there is nothing to love about Nigeria. Aside from sentimental love, aside from, oh, this is motherland, this is where I was giving birth, and this is where I have alliance to. Aside from that, there is nothing to love. And I've always said it, like, it's never going to be a bad thing to demand more from a system that you were born in, especially when you see that in the working system, there's a lot of things needed to be done. I also made another tweet. I said, Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, Rema performing abroad, is not a win for Nigeria. Getting all these international recognitions, awards, and stuff like that is not a win for Nigeria. It is their personal win. And even when they say otherwise, even when they try to make it seem like, oh, I'll win for Nigeria, they are winning for themselves. And I'm going to give you an example. So Burna Boy just performed in a 70,000 stadium in Paris, France. And people were like, oh, this is Nigeria is so big, so huge for Afrobeat and stuff like that. And I'm like, a win for Nigeria is going to be Nigeria having a 70,000 stadium, a 70,000 plus capacity stadium that Burna Boy can perform in Nigeria, and people all over the world will come to Nigeria to see him, because that way we are interacting with them. They feel the need to come to Nigeria to invest, to spend their own money here, and then we can show them what we are about. Because the scenario where Burna Boy is performing in France, Paris, as a Nigerian, I cannot just apply for a visa and go and watch him. Because number one, there's like a 90 days or a 1 month stay before you even get your visa application considered, compared to somebody staying in the US that can just wake up that day and travel to Paris, France and watch Burna Boy. So what is the advantage? What advantage am I getting from there as a Nigerian? They still don't prioritize our streams. Our artists still get paid peanuts. And even our Afrobeat stars feels the need to get validation from overseas before they are considered successful. And I know some people might say, oh, the reason why they don't pay streams is because Nigerians don't pay a lot of money for streams. And that's Nigerian economy, and that is what I'm saying. So I don't know why some people feel so patriotic than us that come out to say things the way they are, and they start trying to gaslight or try to defend things that does not need to be defended. On a global scale, I have made a good name for Nigeria that most people that come off patriotic and try to cover up things and be like, oh, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't demarket your country. Like, other countries don't have access to internet and know how things really are in Nigeria. This is such a personal topic for me, sensitive topic. Everybody that is close to me knows how passionate I feel about this topic. And that is because I don't see us growing because of we don't have accountability. It's almost like we want saving, but we don't like a savior. Right? Because when people come out and they talk, I feel like some people get triggered because they feel like, oh, why is he talking like he's so much better than us? Why is he talking like, oh, he's the one that wants to do the most, and then why is he talking like that? Why can't he just manage like the rest of us? Like I said, it's never going to be a bad thing to demand for a better system, a system where people can thrive. Also, I've been seeing some comments from people outside Nigeria, saying, oh, it's not all perfect here as well. We still have our own struggles. And yes, like I said, I'm not saying you guys are perfect. I'm not saying the Europeans and Americans are perfect. I'm just saying you guys have so much working for you compared to this place. And when you give me examples of, oh, we admire the Nigerian culture, we admire your chaos, we admire the dusty roads, yes, you can admire that. It's almost like saying you would like to see a lion or a gorilla in a zoo, so you go to the zoo to see them and you admire nature, but that doesn't mean you want to live there, because we know what standard things are, right? And some people also drop comment and like, oh, the reason why you want to create like, you don't feel like you're creating like a Nigerian is because you have been whitewashed. You're looking at the people abroad and you are not admiring your own culture. That is not it. The thing is, when you look at a system that is working, it's never going to be a bad thing to model yourself or copy that system. Let's look at China, for example. They have been able to create a world so balanced that they add so much stability that they feel no fear. This is not about demarketing Nigeria. This is not about being whitewashed. This is about demanding a system that let the youth and the people that want to do more in life do better. I'm also going to give you another example. I came across this guy on TikTok. His name is Tariq. I think he's the most awarded Nigerian in the world. And he said something. Let me read it out. He said, "You failed me, Nigeria. So basically last month, I was publicly recognized as the most accomplished and globally awarded teenager in Nigeria, and one of the most in Africa. But I refused mainstream coverage because I told the journalist I didn't want my story to be used to make this country seem like it's working. This country did not contribute to my success, so why should it be associated with me in any way? This country has hindered me in countless ways, so why should I feel obligated to be some sort of national symbol for this regressive post-colonial nation where dreams go to die? But anyway, Nigeria needs to do better for its youth with potentials. There are so many talented young Nigerians who need support, recognition, uplift them, advocate for them, amplify their efforts, fund them. But as for me, I am long gone. I am not Nigeria excellence. I am just Tariq who is excellent." See, and that is what I've noticed about people that want more for themselves in life. If you want more for yourself in life and you're in Nigeria, you will feel this pain. You will understand it. And I don't like the people that come out to defend. And there's a lot of them in real life. There's a lot of this gaslighting going on. You know, you demand for 24 hours electricity and they say, "Do you want to make ice block? Why do you need 24 hours electricity?" You say a crate of egg is too expensive. They say, "Why do you need to buy a crate of egg?" You say housing is expensive. They say, "Why do you want to stay here? Why not stay here?" We just keep making excuses. We claim the problem of Nigeria is Nigerians, not the government. Like, it is not the responsibility of the government to create accountability and make sure that people follow rules and guide them. Why are we always making excuses? Is it like we feel like we cannot do better than what we are doing, or we have just been conditioned to accept the minimal? Another example is of a guy, I can't really remember his name right now. I think it's John Bisa. I'm going to tag him. He's a designer, right? He creates fonts, and he was supposed to have a speech in Copenhagen, but because he's a Nigerian, he is not able to get his visa on time, missing the chance to go on that global stage to showcase his work. Let's look at Tariq, for example. After Tariq spent over 200,000 plus to get a visa of a country to make his traveling easier, he still had to leave Nigeria to go to Portugal, where he can't even understand their language, to stay for comfort. What are we saying? Like I said, it's almost like we are not built to grow, or there's something always hindering us back. And I'm just here to say it as well. I am not being whitewashed. I am not demarketing Nigeria. I am not saying I hate Nigeria. I am just demanding for a better system that works and lets people that want to be special thrive. And now we always stand by that. And with that, I'm also going to end it with, I am not a Nigerian excellence. I don't care how that makes you feel. I am AK who is trying my best to be excellent. And if you feel like me, if you understand what I'm saying, I wanted to let you know that you are not alone and you are not crazy to demand for this better system or to feel the way you're feeling. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.